Obviously, a lot of people are going to come out here on a day like today and anchor off at the beach. So it's good to know which way the tide's going.
The other thing that the city is undertaking is the comprehensive land use plan. We're planning for the future of our community. This would be a blueprint to allow development to take place in areas that we feel need it, number one, and redevelopment.
Well, the Cape Fear Camera Club has about 130 members. A few of them are professional, but most of us are just kind of serious or semi-serious amateurs. And the Camera Club is really purpose primarily is education, to allow a beginner or intermediate or advanced photographer to move to the next level, regardless of where you are in that learning curve. We typically meet the third Tuesday of the month at the Cape Fear Community College. Then in that same month, we'll have a competition. Then the third thing we do is our workshops, and we've had that going for the last few years.
People enjoy the atmosphere, and they realize that it's a learning atmosphere, it's a friendly atmosphere. We've got quite a wide spectrum of membership, from professionals to amateurs like myself, who jumped on the digital bandwagon. It kind of was in synchronization with my retirement, so it worked out well, you know. And we're trying to teach an old dog new tricks now with in the digital age, because I'm an old film guy. You know, I grew up in a dark room with black and white film trays, and smelling like Fixer all the time. It used to be you'd have to understand how to set the f-stop and how to set the shutter speed, and you don't have to do that anymore. Point and shoot is just that. You point and shoot, and the technology can take a technically beautiful photograph. And if you can learn the basics of composition or what looks good together, don't center the subject all the time. Put something else of interest. If you can understand the concepts of composition and light, so it doesn't take much to learn how to be a really good photographer. And when you rub shoulders with a lot of great photographers, you pick up a lot, and that's part of what John's talking about. One of our members, who's the educational chairman, focuses on just that kind of education, bringing in the folks that are still with a point and shoot camera and want to learn how to improve those pictures, how to take better pictures of the kids or the grandkids, and how to deal with when it's too dark or when it's too light.
The camera can really be an artistic medium, and I think that's something we don't learn until we get further up into the learning curve. And I think that really begins to separate those really beautiful photographs. I'm a nature photographer, primarily. I love nature. But we have people who prefer studios. They like indoor shots and weddings. And so we have quite a diverse interest group. There's a couple of members who repeatedly does her children in her photographs, and she's excellent.
You gravitate towards something that you enjoy, and for many people, that's just the sun coming up on the beach in the morning. You just show up.
Just have a camera.
When I joined the club, I didn't know anybody, and I just showed up, and before I knew it, I had a half a dozen guys come over and say, try this setting, or try that setting, or look at it this way, look at it that way. When we were down at the beach or on a field trip somewhere, and the learning starts immediately. Just show up, and
regardless of what kind of camera you are, show up and just have fun. I think the thing that's really nice too about the club is if someone just has an interest in photography, doesn't really want to get too involved, no problem. There's no pressure. You come, you attend as you choose, you participate as you choose. If you have more interest, and quite often that develops, sometimes it doesn't, then the opportunities are there. So regardless of where you are in your interest in photography, I think we can meet those needs. I think it's best not to join till you feel it out. Just check it. Is this something I want to be a part of or not? Kind of come and go as you please, and there's no pressure. And if you join, we'd love to have you.
I visited a place just recently that most people have never heard of. It's a small country just north of Afghanistan and Pakistan called Tajikistan. And it's a very oddly shaped country, Beautiful geography, many glaciers, very high altitude for most of the country. The capital is gorgeous. It's one of the most beautiful cities I've visited in Central Asia. Now, I was not working in the mountains. I was working in the lowlands, where they grow primarily cotton. And I was working with women's groups. I actually visited 13 different women's groups and spoke anywhere from 2 to 4 hours with each one. We talked about topics like crop rotation, the advantage of using good crop protection practices, integrated pest management, all that sort of stuff that you do in your garden. The biggest issues they had there that you probably don't know about here would be salting of the soil, because most of it was a desert. The Russians came in over 50 years ago and built huge irrigation canals, and over the years evaporation has exceeded the amount of water. So what you have is salts, primarily sodium salts, being accumulated in the soil, and of course this destroys the productivity of the soil. And they're still trying to grow cotton in these soils, and that is the #1 money crop in Tajikistan. Very interesting area botanically. Plants like tulips, apples, apricots, peaches originated in their mountains around Tajikistan. If you want to volunteer, there's a number of groups working with the Tajiks, and they're wonderful people. So get out there, visit the world. There's a lot to see out there, and have fun.
Hi out there. This is Richard Clyette, your tour narrator of downtown historical Wilmington on the Wilmington Trolley. We'd like very much for you to come down and visit with us for an overview of the downtown historical area. It is very informative as well as educational, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.
We also now provide trolley service on Pleasure Island from 5:30 until 10:30 nightly. For more information, check out the website wilmingtontrolley.com. Ironclad Brewery joins the growing list of Wilmington-based craft breweries in a renovated historic building on 2nd Street, where the interior has been restored using original wood from the building. And the craft beers, they're all local and regional to Wilmington and North Carolina. Now pouring Fishtail Pale Ale. Add a favorite for dark beer lovers, White Squall, Ironclad's White Chocolate Brown Ale. Downstairs or up in the high-gravity lounge area, come and enjoy craft beer at its best. Ironclad Brewery, 2nd Street in historic downtown Wilmington.
Your passport awaits to 3 of Wilmington's most historic homes. Now, for one low admission price, you can visit historic Bellamy Mansion, the city's grandest antebellum home, the Burgwin Wright House Museum and Gardens, beautifully restored for a step back in history, and Latimer House, representing opulent life in Wilmington before the Civil War. Purchase your passports at any one of the historic home locations and discover 3 great reasons to visit Wilmington's past. Tickets are good for 1 week from the date of purchase.
Welcome to Wilmington. Enjoy our city's natural beauty and its natural talent with the Arts Council's new mobile app, which includes location-specific audio interpretation of arts venues and our popular pedestrian art public sculpture program. And we invite you to join us for 4th Friday Gallery Nights, an after-hours celebration of art and culture at more than a dozen downtown galleries. For the best in theater, music, dance, film, and visual arts, visit our website.
This is a growing community, growing region. The demands for parks and recreation facilities continue to grow. The parks bond that was passed in May of 2006, a lot of that park bond money has been spent. Park improvements to Impey Park, to Maids Park, to Olson Park, which was a brand new park that the city and the county collaborated on up at the north end of the county, and it's going to be a phenomenal park when it's totally built out, where we were able to put in softball fields, also with the Miracle Field that was built up there about 2 years ago. There's a plan for a multi-purpose field out there, maybe some additional soccer fields, because there's a demand for additional soccer fields in the community with a number of soccer players that we have here. And of course, something that the city is very excited about is our new riverfront park. There's 6.5 acres there, right there on our riverfront, that's adjacent to our river walk. We feel that's going to be a phenomenal park, a festival park. It's going to be a park that we want to utilize 24/7. We want to be able to have concerts in the park. We want to be able to have festivals in the park. We're looking at several different models from around the country to determine, what's the highest and best use for the park, how to work with all the people that want to use that area and that space down there. We're having community outreach meetings to kind of get an idea from our citizens as to what they would like to see in the park. But it's something that we're very excited about, something that we've talked about for many years. It was in our Vision 2020 plan to have a festival park somewhere along our riverfront. This was an opportunity that came along. The city seized it, and in very short order, we're going to have a beautiful waterfront downtown park that everybody's going to be very proud of. We've spent a lot of time and effort over the last 12 years making a lot of improvements downtown. We're the last leg of our river walk, something that we're very proud of, and of course got voted #1 in the country, and we're very proud about that. But we're also proud about all the private investment that has taken place down there over the last couple of years. We've got a new building there at the corner of 3rd and Princess that I think BB&T will be moving into. We've got redevelopment of our deck downtown, the old parking deck that we've been talking about for a number of years. It's a public-private partnership. The city's redeveloping the parking deck because it was built in 1966. There will be redevelopment of apartments up above of that the private sector will pay for. The other thing that the city is undertaking is the comprehensive land use plan. We're planning for the future of our community. This would be a blueprint to allow development to take place in areas that we feel need it, #1, and redevelopment of areas that are in desperate need of some redevelopment. It will also allow us the opportunity to talk to the citizens and to ask them exactly where they want to see the city grow, how they want to see the city grow. There'll be a lot of infill development that's going to take place. Wilmington obviously is a city, it's an old city built in 1739. A lot of it is built out. And so how that redevelopment takes place and what it looks like is going to be very important to the community and to the economic vitality of the community. So we're getting a lot of input from our citizens that are telling us what they would like to see, where they would like to see it happen, and what type of shopping, what type of economic development, what kind of density they would allow and not allow, what kind of open space they would like to see more of. We'll spend probably almost 2 years in that planning process before it is finalized, but it's something that needs to be done because one of the things that we always hear from citizens is make sure you plan for the future and don't react to the future, but plan for the future. You can go online, you can give us your comments as to what you think and how you think we should grow and where you think we should be making critical public investments in the future. And we want to hear from as many citizens as we possibly can in this process.
This is our bottle chapel here at Airlie Gardens. It commemorates Minnie Evans, who was a long-term gatekeeper here at Airlie before she was recognized and discovered by the art community for her great work. Her work used a lot of vivid colors and imagery to create some abstract art that related to nature and to people and to spirituality. Bottle chapel, it's made out of bottles. It was built about 10 years ago. There's a lot of different little features that if you spend time in there that you'll notice. The other features over here were built by other artists in the area that are local to the region.
It is approximately 500 years old, and this lawn is the home to a lot of events here at Airlie. We host numerous weddings during the summer months from May to September. The 1st and 3rd Friday of each month we host our concert series. It's wonderful. You can experience the breeze off the intercoastal. You have a 360 view. The oak on the one side surrounded by a lot of beautiful perennials, then views of the intercoastal waterway. You couldn't ask for much more.
This is our butterfly house here at Airlie Gardens. It's open from April through October. During the season we have weekly butterfly releases. If you check our website you can see when those will be scheduled. It features butterflies native to the southeast of the United States, so if you see butterflies here and you're really get the bug and go out in your yard and see a lot of them and learn to become a butterfly hunter.
We have made a lot of additions. Our staff has worked really hard to provide color year-round. We've really focused on adding more perennial color, and we couldn't do it without our wonderful staff and our volunteers. We have a lot of opportunities for volunteers, so we hope folks will look at our website and see all the wonderful opportunities we have, not only for a visit, but if you would like to be part of our volunteer crew.
Alpha Mortgage. We're the only full-service mortgage banking firm in southeastern North Carolina. From origination through processing, underwriting, funding, closing, we do it all locally. More than 90 professional staff right here in Wilmington. Alpha Mortgage is the leading mortgage lender in southeastern North Carolina. Alpha Mortgage is the lender more real estate agents and builders rely on. We work with your realtor and your builder every step of the way from application to closing. We have the best rates, best service because we are Alpha. Alpha Mortgage.
You can enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at Sea Captain's Calabash Seafood on Market Street, where our menu offers quality seafood at reasonable prices. We open early to serve many classic American breakfast choices. For lunch or dinner, enjoy delicious baskets or full platters of your favorite broiled or grilled fish. We make the best Carolina po' boy sandwiches, and meat lovers can enjoy chicken, ribeye, or pork chops. It's great Southern cooking in a spacious and friendly atmosphere. See you at Sea Captain's Calabash Seafood.
Discover the beauty of Airlie Gardens with its 67 acres of walking paths, formal gardens showcasing seasonal blooms, a freshwater lake, historic and contemporary sculptures. Enjoy a kaleidoscope of butterflies in Airlie's Tranquil Butterfly House. Join us the first and third Fridays of the month for live music and a variety of genres on Airlie's Oak Lawn. Guardians of the Garden is a superb exhibit of sculptures that are on display throughout the grounds. Your visit to the coast is not complete without viewing the beauty of Airlie Gardens.
Hey, it's fun, it's summertime, and what better place if you're in the Wilmington area than to be out on the water, whether it's the Intercoastal Waterway or perhaps right here behind Masonboro Island where we are. And today I'm with Chris Pope from Boats Unlimited. And Chris, I mean, if you live in Wilmington, if you come to Wilmington like thousands of people do, you want to be on the water and you want to be in a boat. And I know you put a lot of people on boats on a regular basis. If it's a new person who's coming out to boat for the first time, or if you're selling them a boat and they're a new boater, give me some information about what you tell folks about being here on the Intercoastal and on the water.
Well, I think Wilmington's become just a great destination for boating, but boating has changed. People like to come out and enjoy time on the water with their friends and family. They come to a beach like this, they anchor up, have lunch, spend the whole day out here, play games. We've got volleyball, everything. So it's just a fun way to get on the boat, be with your friends, and just enjoy being on the water. When we deliver new boats, you know, a lot of times we're delivering boats to customers that haven't owned boats before, they haven't been to the coast, and coastal boating is very different than a lot of boating. There's current, there's wind, there's tides, you know, so boating safety is really important. Obviously a lot of people are going to come out here on a day like today and anchor off at the beach, so it's good to know which way the tide's going. Traditionally we recommend people to have 2 anchors, so your stern anchor and a bow anchor to hold the boat against the current. You know, but boating safety in general is just taking your time, being patient, using common sense. Obviously the Coast Guard requires a certain amount of safety equipment on the boat at any given time, whether it's life vests or flares. But just being prepared for the day, hot days like this, you know, being hydrated, watching the weather because storms can pile up. You know, and a successful day is getting there and back safely and enjoying being on the water. And this is the time of year that we want to be on the water and enjoy the boats. Maintenance is really important on a boat, you know, upkeep of your fiberglass, but you know, most maintenance really boils down to the motor. More and more boats are being sold in the coastal markets with outboards. Outboards, especially 4-strokes, which is the newer technology, they're really easy to maintain. So it's going to have an oil reservoir just like a car, and you know, you really just need to have those serviced once a year. You know, as you get further into the progression of a new motor, there's more involved services, whether it's 100-hour or 200-hour, but really just once a year. And anything with the boat or the motor, you know, the more fresh water you can introduce into that, the better. Flushing the motor, cleaning the stainless steel and aluminum components, rinsing the cushions, everything, fresh water is key. Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at trends and the way that people use the boats here locally, you know, the center console or the dual console saltwater boat, it's maybe 21 to 23 feet. It can be affordable, but more than that, it's just versatile. You can take it fishing if you want. You can go 10 miles offshore. You can put it on the beach. You can get in shallow water. You can have 6, 7, 8, 9 people and go to restaurants or, you know, recreationally. They're easy to maintain, low cost of maintenance. So, you know, and if you've looked around here, that's what you're going to find that 90% of the boats are. Yeah, in saltwater, I think that you'll find that more and more people are finding places to keep their boat, whether it's a wet slip or a dry stack.
You know, and that just all boils down to simplicity, you know, just being able to go to your boat at any time. And that changes in different markets. Obviously, Wilmington is a popular market, whether it's Wrightsville Beach or Wilmington or Carolina Beach, so it can get, you know, really heavy traffic and during the summer. So, you know, boating is all about convenience, and you'll use your boat more. So I think that the trend is more dry stack and that, but there's still a trailer market, and, you know, but some of those, like the ramp, for example, if you're not there by 8 o'clock, you're gonna have a hard time finding a parking spot, so.
There are two parts of my job that I could not do without. One is radar, and one is volunteer observers. I could not do my job without having a trained set of people out there who report weather information to us. In fact, we offer two separate type of training classes. One is reporting and identifying severe weather, and the other is reporting rain and snow to us. The COCORAS program, which is the Community Collaborative Rain, Hail, and Snow Network, I'm the regional program manager for that. And it's very important to have those observers trained out there because we're in our office with tiny little windows. And even if they were big windows, we can't see more than what's going on at the airfield. So to actually know what's going on outside when we issue these warnings and when we have snow falling, we need to get that, what we call a ground truth information, from people who are out there who are willing and trained to report that information to us. It helps us with our warning information. It helps us keep the community safe. Because if we issue a tornado warning and there's actually one on the ground, then we know for future tornado warnings that, hey, this tornado's now caused damage. This is the official COCORAS rain gauge. If you want to join the COCORAS program, which is our rain and snow observing network, you need to take a training class, either online or frequently taught by myself, and acquire one of these rain gauges. And we require everybody who joins the program to have this exact gauge to ensure the consistency of the reports. Many rain gauges will not be calibrated correctly or they won't measure correctly. This one has been calibrated, it's used nationally, it's a national program, and this is the only one that we can allow for the COCORAS program. So if you are interested in joining COCORAS, you can go to the website and get one of these rain gauges, and you can join the program. And it's a fun way to get involved with weather, and like I said, it can help us do our job by letting us know exactly how much rain is falling and what kind of flood warnings we may need across the area.
Discover more to do and see in Wilmington. See the attractions, events, businesses, and people that make this a great place to live. Keep your eyes on us as we keep our eye on Wilmington. On CBS 10 WILM.
She was once considered the world's greatest sea weapon and went on to become one of the most highly decorated American battleships of World War II. Now moored in downtown Wilmington, she's one of the most highly decorated family attractions in North Carolina, serving a new generation as an exciting, hands-on historical adventure. Have a blast exploring the past aboard the battleship North Carolina. Adventure calls.
With the keel of the USS North Carolina laid in October 1937, it became the first battleship built in 16 years and the first of 10 fast battleships to join the U.S. fleet in World War II. At the time of commissioning April 9, 1941, the North Carolina was considered the world's greatest sea weapon. It had 9 16-inch guns and 3 turrets, 25-inch 38 caliber guns, and 10 twin mounts. Its wartime staff of 144 officers, nearly 2,200 sailors, included 83 Marines. This Battleship Minute presented by CBS 10 WILM.
Rip currents are a river-like stream of water that pulls you away from the shore. The United States Life-Saving Association has determined that 8 out of every 10 surf-related rescues by lifeguards are attributed to rip currents. You can't outswim the current, but you can swim out of the current by swimming parallel to the shoreline. Make sure your day at the beach doesn't become a disaster. Learn how to break the grip of the rip. For more information, check out these websites.
Is your VCR finally giving up the ghost? Are your videotapes falling apart? Can't find the right equipment to watch those precious family memories? Bring your home movies into Carolina Video Edit Centers for professional, high-quality transfer to DVD. Why risk taking it to a mega store that'll just ship it off to who knows where? Carolina Video Edit Centers has been in business over a decade. All orders are handled with care and processed right here in our studios. Bring in your home movies and receive a second DVD copy absolutely free. Preserve those family memories forever at Carolina Video Edit Centers.